Hey everybody, welcome back. We have a really cool knife on the channel today. Now, this one, it was sent into our pass around group, so shout out to Highwater Knives. JD over there at Highwater Knives making this awesome knife called the Estuary. Now, I'm going to go ahead, we're going to pop it open. We're going to get all that beauty soaked in on camera. Got a little oils from me carrying it a little bit, but you know, overall, it's a button lock. It's a flipper. Now, when I first got this one, it was a little tight. Had to work it in a little bit. One of the things I talked with JD over about is, you know, hey, how do we want to correct this? Great communication. One of the things he's like, hey, let's meet up at Blade Show. Bring it by if you can't get it worked in. So I worked it a whole bunch and yeah, ruined my finger pad, but we got it worked in, but his tolerances, super tight on that. Overall, smooth operating knife. I really like the design. Now, I'll let you take it in a little bit. We'll put it up a little closer on there. You got CPM 154, made in the USA on there. Little bit of extra billboarding down here, but it's made in the USA, so you can't really complain, right? Like, it's made in the USA. It's just telling everybody. You got the Highwater logo right there. Now, a little backstory. JD hasn't been in the knife making game for a long time, but he's been in and around working on like F119 engines for the F22 Raptor. He did some stuff and also worked at an engineering firm doing some designing, prototyping, etc. And, you know, family moved and he had an opportunity to basically say, I want to pursue my true passion of making knives. And so he just, you know, banged it out. He's like, let's do this. Let's jump through all the hurdles. Let's tackle the problems. Let's face all the issues. And let's make a fun knife. I like this. He makes these in really small batches. He said about 8 to 10 get made at a time. So they all have a little bit of character on them. And I'll give you the specs and the prices here in just a minute. But one of the really cool things, he's doing the handles, the blades, the lock button, all via benchtop CNC. So he's machining these at his house, in his garage. It's really cool. He takes the handles then over to a local shop who does the anodizing. He does the hardening and the cryo treating of the blades in his garage. And then basically puts it all together. You know, does a quick sharpening, strops it up. Now, he wants to tell you, the estuary marks the end of a river's journey. Simultaneously, an estuary represents a beginning where fresh water meets vast ocean. Now, we're going to do some comparison because we want to, you know, be able to check it out totally. But let's go over and look at specs. So he sent along the specs. The blade is 3.55 inches long. It's got a beautiful design to it, which is pretty cool. This one has the CPM 154. He gets a cryo treatment and gets about 59 to 60 HRC out of it. The pivot is 440C caged axial bearings, hardened stainless pivot. So pretty cool on that. The lock button 440C also. The handle 6061 T6 aluminum, type 3 hard-coated anodized, and the handles are 4.7 inches long when it's closed. The hardware, stainless hardware, ambidextrous tip-up clip, and the weight just under 4 ounces. And these run about $295 for, he had S35 that he just did on the last run. So I got to get a hold of him, get my name on the list because it's a pretty cool knife. And as I always say, being able to get it in hand, it fits perfectly, large glove size hand. Thumb comes right down on here. I like a flipper button lock, you know. We're going to look at one here in a minute. But also, one of the things is he's continuing his design. Every single time he's improving on it. He's making things better. This one just keeps getting better with time, with use. Now, he did say the one thing he wants to improve upon is the pocket clip. He understands this is kind of simple He said he wants to do better on it. So leave a comment down below. Let him know what type of pocket clip you want to see on there. I have a suggestion as well, so we'll go that route with my suggestion. But I want to know what your feedback is and what you think of this. The milling pattern on here is pretty awesome. Kind of has that wave to it. Highwater, of course. He's got the milling lines in the blade itself, which is kind of cool because it all steps down. It's really hard to see. And of course, it's going to be super sharp. So trust me, I nicked myself already with it. It's not like, hey, Nick here. Not like that, but like, small cut. So I cleaned it off. We're all good. But one of the things I want to do is compare it to one of my new favorite button lock flippers, the ProTech Mordax. So size-wise, you're going to be in that neighborhood. You're going to be looking at the same. However, thickness, the Mordax has it beat. It is thinner. But that's the only thing I can think of. Like, it's a little thick, but it's thick good. Like, it's not too thick. It's not too thin. Overall, you can see the comparison here. I like it. You don't have a forward finger choil. This one's got like a half one. If I get my finger at an angle, I can get a forward finger choil on that, but same thing. So I wanted to show you that with the Mordax. One of the things I also want to do is show you in comparison with like a Benchmade bailout. I got some Benchmades laying around. So overall Benchmade bailout size, so it's a little bit bigger than the bailout, which is kind of cool. And overall, my favorite of all knives, the 940 Osborne from Benchmade, and how that kind of compares up. So it's in that neighborhood, just a little bit bigger, a little bit expanded. Button lock, I dig that. So overall, really cool of JD from Highwater Knives to send this out. Put a link down below to his website. Go check it out. It's USA made, under $300 on that S35 run. So who knows what's next. He's making small batches, so you can probably get on his list before it blows up. Because overall, it's a really good knife. I like it. I think you guys will too. But let me know down in the comments, because I'd like to see a pocket clip similar to this. Something similar. It's a little shorter, but a little less rampy. I get why he's doing it at the end, but that's just my opinion. So I want to know yours. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe. Also, don't forget to hashtag DSKFS. Do something kind for someone. But most importantly, have an awesome rest of your day. Take care.